For those of you who were at the baccalaureate service yesterday, you heard the sermon on Life's a Dance. There's a theme here, if you listen for that. I've known today's speaker since very early in my 16 years at Lynchburg College. Whenever we would make trips to the Atlanta area, we would usually have the opportunity to see our speaker and his lovely spouse. I've always been very impressed with our special alum, and at one point, when I had lost my number one person in the office of the president, I talked with him about the possibility of coming to work full-time for me. That did not happen because I never filled the position. Later, and frequently, I regretted that decision. However, most recently, due to several retirements, we had the opportunity to add to our board of trustees. I was so happy when the board offered him a position on our board, which thankfully, and I think he joyfully accepted. Our speaker is a man of many talents with a fantastic heart, the model of which we hold up as a model at Lynchburg College. He's a wonderful man, and I love him like a brother. Please welcome to the podium our commencement speaker for 2017, an individual wisely selected by the 2017 senior class officers, a man with a song in his heart, that's a hint, who well remembers all of those who helped him along the way, from the class of 1997, the rest of her, Christopher A. Boyd.
Wow. Greetings, Dr. Guerin, fellow trustees, faculty, staff, friends, family, and class of 2017. Congratulations. It is such an honor to be with you today. In fact, this is one of the greatest honors of my life. Thank you for the privilege of sharing this amazing day with you. In a few weeks, my 14-year-old daughter, Christina, and my 10-year-old son will perform in their piano recital. I'm so proud of them. Christopher has chosen to play Linus and Lucy. You know the song? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. You know that one? Well, that one is always fun. Christina, though, has chosen to sing while she plays the piano. In the process for her preparation, reluctantly, she's actually teaching me the song for her recital. Rise Up by Andrea Day. Do you know it? Well, I'd like to play a segment of the song for you, as performed by my daughter, Christina. So let's take a listen real fast. That's my daughter, Christina. Singing and playing the piano. I'm such a proud papa. Well, in case you didn't get the words, the first segment of the song says, "You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. and you can't find the fighter. But I see it in you, so we're going to walk it out. And move mountains, and walk it out. And move mountains. And the chorus says, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. Then it repeats, I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. Rise up for you. Rise up for you. Rise up. I live in Atlanta, and this year we hoped that the Atlanta Falcons would rise up to their Rise Up mantra in the Super Bowl. We were sorely disappointed and really downright disgusted when they lost. Instead of rising up, they collapsed. So unfortunate. Now, I'm sure there's some New England Patriot fans in the audience today, so listen, please forgive me. Let me say it again, please forgive me if I don't celebrate with you. As you may have guessed, I'm talking to you today from the subject, Rise Up. Today I want to help you answer the question, how do I respond to the uncertainty that I feel? Won't you say that with me? How do I respond? Come on, I can't hear you. How do I respond to the uncertainty that I feel? The uncertainty that I feel. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Chris, I don't feel uncertain about my future. In fact, I got it all together. To that I would say, for every area of certainty, it opens doors to uncertainty. Though some things may be clear now, others may not. In fact, every rise up moment in our lives blossoms in the midst of, in the spite of, and because of, and often in spite of our uncertainty. For instance, some of you may be uncertain about a job and which opportunity you should accept. Others may be uncertain about whether or not you go to graduate school. Still others may be uncertain about getting married or going back home to live with mom and dad. Today you rise up as seniors and graduate students and embrace the future that awaits you as Lynchburg College graduates. Andrea Day in her song concluded that in life you may find yourself on a merry-go-round. In life you may have to fight. In life you may have to move mountains. But as Andrea Day concluded, in spite of it all, still rise up and do it 1,000 times again. It's hard to believe that 20 years ago, almost to this day, I was sitting in your seat right here in front of Hopwood Hall, rising up to an unconfirmed future. My rise up moment came as a result of a future plan that had not yet materialized. You see, I was expecting to return to Lynchburg College following graduation to work as an admissions counselor, but I also kept my options open. Given my service in student government, I had an opportunity to interact with the trustees of the college, and in my final dinner with the trustees at the president's house, Dr. Charles Warren at the time, I engaged in conversation with trustee Ed Riley, who talked about this printing and advertising company that he worked for. Given my need to rise up, I said to him, Mr. Riley, did you know that I'm a communication studies major with an emphasis in print journalism? He replied, I did. In fact, why don't you give me a copy of your resume? My response was, absolutely. And in fact, here it is. I have it with me. Little did I know that Mr. Riley was the president of the parent company that owned the printing and advertising company that he spoke of. That rise up moment marks the beginning of my 10-year corporate career, an opportunity that afforded me the privilege of travel from coast to coast, the chance to have experiences that taught me invaluable skills, and the opportunity to build relationships that I cherish to this day. My wife Jennifer also felt a rise up moment in 1995 as she was preparing to graduate from Lynchburg College. As she was sitting here in front of Hopwood Hall, she was confident that she did not want to pursue the path of medical school that her psychobiology major demanded. Instead, she sensed a calling to teach young children. Almost immediately after she graduated, she went back to school for her teaching certificate and her master's in education. She later pursued her doctorate and earned her education specialist degree, all in a field that was different from her undergraduate major. Now, for nearly 20 years, my wife has been serving the needs of students as an educator in the greater Atlanta community, and she hasn't looked back. Many of you, right now, are facing a rise up moment. For some of you, it's a choice between going about the business of saving lives in a hospital or continuing on to medical school. For others, it's a choice between starting an entrepreneurial venture in New York or going to work for a Fortune 500 corporation in Los Angeles. For still others, your rise up moment is, should I marry this guy now or wait until life is more stable and secure? Whatever the rise up moment you face, I encourage you to passionately embrace the challenge. I want to give you 3 points to help you rise up victoriously over the uncertainty of your future. The 3 points are: rise up and learn, rise up and live, rise up and love. Won't you say those with me? Rise up and learn, rise up and learn, rise up and live, rise up and live, rise up and love. Rise up and love. Learn, live, love. Let's discuss each point a bit more. First, to overcome uncertainty regarding your future, rise up and learn. I recently read a book titled, Let Your Life Speak, Listening for the Voice of Vocation. The author of the book, Parker Palmer, shared a story of his experience going to a Quaker retreat center to try and discover his vocation. The Quakers have a saying, way will open. Won't you say that with me? Way will open. It's the philosophy that when one door closes, another one opens. An excerpt from the book reads, Parker had a PhD, he was a college professor, and he had worked as a community organizer. But still he wanted to find a vocation that would help him find a deeper congruence between his inner and outer world. After a few months, he still had no idea what direction to head. And so he sought out an elder Quaker woman named Ruth, known for her wisdom, and he told her his story. Ruth, he said, people keep telling me, way will open, way will open, way will open. Well, I sit in silence, and I pray, and I wait for an answer, but way just isn't opening for me. I still don't have the foggiest idea what I'm supposed to do with my life. Well, she said, I am a birthright Quaker, my friend, and in 60 plus years of living, way has never opened for me. When she paused, he sank into despair. And then she spoke again, and this time with a grin she said, but a lot of way has closed behind me, and that has had the same guiding effect. As Ruth in the story shared, be okay with way opening or closing behind you. Life has an ability to teach us lessons through experience. In order for way to open behind you, however, you have to rise up and learn what engages your passion. You see, the battle is really not between whether you choose this job or that one, or this opportunity or another one. The battle is really between mediocrity and significance. It's between the status quo and the life of purpose. The battle is a choice between average and greatness. When you rise up and learn your passion, you uncover your area of greatness. Here are a few questions I want you to ask yourself as you rise up and learn what ignites your passion. Question number 1, what makes you come alive? What makes you come alive will ultimately guide your action and give your life meaning. Life is too short to waste it on frivolous activity. Rise up and learn what makes you come alive. Question number 2, what is it that you can't live without? If you can't live without it, you would be disappointed if you were forced to. Rise up and learn what you can't live without, and then refuse to allow it to pass you by. And then question number 3. What would you do even if no one paid you? Rise up and learn what you would do if no one paid you. When you do, you will discover the why that will uncover your way. Your response to these questions will give you cues into what you should rise up and learn. Hence, to overcome uncertainty about your future, point number 1, rise up and learn. Won't you say that with me? Rise up and learn.
Rise up and learn.
And then point number 2, rise up and live. You can say it, rise up and live. Awesome. I recently read the story in the Lynchburg College magazine titled, No Passion Unturned, about your friend and fellow graduate, Brooke Thompson. Brooke, are you out there today? Won't you wave your hand at me? Congratulations. In the article, Brooke said that her first-year Westover humanities teacher inspired a sense of active pursuit of passion in her life. According to Brooke, you don't want to go through life passively. You want to be active and passionate and care about everything you do. Brooke shared that she has pushed herself to be the best student, the best community member, the best mentor, and the best friend that she could be. As a double major in psychology and biomedical science, Brooke is prepared to rise up and to live so that she can make a difference in the world. Likewise, who you are makes a difference. Who you are makes a difference. Won't you say that with me? Who I am makes a difference. Come on, graduates, say it one more time. Who I am makes a difference. That is absolutely true. Lynchburg College, as a college that changes lives, has equipped you in many vast and intangible ways to rise up and to impact the world for good, to rise up and to live and to make a difference. And now you have a responsibility to go forward and do just that. Making a difference, however, doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional action directed toward your place of passion. But as Andrew Day said, I see the fighter in you. Every one of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here right now in front of Hopwood Hall. Rise up and learn your passion. Rise up and live for others. Rise up and live for yourself. Rise up and live because the world would not be the same without you. If you're not sure what to do, just do something. Do something that makes a difference in the world. Do something that engages your passion. Do something and trust that it will expose you to more of who you are and what you were created to do. Rise up and live and make a difference. Someone else is counting on you. So to overcome uncertainty about your future, point number 1, rise up and learn. Say it one more time. Rise up and learn. Point number 2, rise up and live. And then finally, point number 3, rise up and love. I couldn't let my time here today go by without giving a shout out to the many people who have shaped my Lynchburg College experience. Some of these folks are still here, and others are not. I do this today at the risk of leaving someone out, but I love each of these folks dearly, and they are the most important part of Lynchburg College for me, and probably for you too. They are why this place will forever be home. People like Leah Ingram, who taught me the power of networking and building relationships. Folks like Tom and Lori Cassidy, who taught me to always carry my equipment. You never see Tom without a notepad and a pen and a pair of sunglasses handy. Folks like Dean Emeritus John Eccles, who taught me to always love and to laugh while I work. And then folks like Dr. Dorothy Smith-Acklebui Bryce and her husband, Reverend George Bryce. They taught me to look deeper to find meaning and understanding in the experience of life. And then Dr. Charles Warren, the president of Lynchburg College when I was a student. He taught me the principle that leadership is service, and service is leadership. And then Dr. Rex Mix, the college chaplain when I was a student. He taught me the power of authentic communication. And then Professor Jeff Overholzer, my communication studies professor when I was a student. He taught me the importance of developing transferable skills. And then Dean Hayward Gennard. So great to see Hayward back at Lynchburg College. He taught me the principle that you get in life what you prepare for. And then Dr. Ken Guerin. I've always appreciated how Dr. Guerin kept me engaged in the affairs of Lynchburg College. And then Raleigh from the mailroom. Raleigh from the mailroom. Raleigh taught me the power of knowing someone's name. Every time I see Raleigh, he always says, "Chris Boyd, box 1212, how you doing?" It's so awesome. And then Miss Yvonne and Miss Hill and Miss Betty and Miss Virginia and all the cafeteria staff and Michael and Sean and Rick and all the guys there. They taught me to smile and to always be grateful for what I have. And then Norm from housekeeping. Norm taught me humility and the power of doing the best I can wherever I am. And then all my college moms. Mama Jean Diener, Mama Ann Nash, and Mama Carolyn Eubanks, and Gina Caldwell, and Margaret Farish, and Annette Stoller, and Pat Price, and Ann Gibbons, and Sandy Talafaro, and Jenny Perky, and Don Floyd, and Shirley Hughes, and Irene Stern, and so many others. They taught me that love is colorblind, that it believes the best in others, that it hopes for a brighter future for others, and that love celebrates the ups and downs with one another. And then all of my lifelong friends, especially my friend Antonio Terry, class of 1996. He taught me that love transcends reason and season. And then finally, my super smart, supermodel beautiful, tough love giving, one I can't wait to run home to wife, Jennifer Mulkey Boyd, class of 1995. She taught me that a best friend brings out the best in others. She has certainly worked hard to bring out the best in me. Likewise, you each have your own list of names that have impacted your life here at Lynchburg College. I absolutely love how LC is called out in the love block letters further back in the Dell. What a great illustration. It's a reminder of our need to stay connected to the people that we love as we face life. Learn to spend the most time with the people that love you most. Rise up and love them passionately. Rise up and love them authentically. Rise up and love them the way they want to be loved. A key component to overcoming uncertainty about your future is loving others as you rise up and remaining connected to the people that love you most. So my question for you today is not, will you rise up? You are Lynchburg College graduates, and I know you're going to rise up. Rather, my question is, how will you rise up? When confronted with a mountain of uncertainty in front of you, how will you rise up? When your money is low and your debts are high, how will you rise up? When fear attacks you, how will you rise up? When your so-called friends desert you, how will you rise up? How will you rise up? How will you rise up? Today you begin a new journey. An exciting adventure awaits. My goal today has been to encourage you to rise up and to fight this Goliath called life. Lynchburg College has prepared and equipped you, and though many uncertainties may remain, now it's time for you to rise up. I conclude with these words by Bradley Whitford, who very simply says, infuse your life with action. Don't wait for it to happen. Make it happen. Make your own future. Make your own hope. Make your own love. And whatever your beliefs, honor your Creator. Not by passively waiting for grace to come down from up on high, but by doing the best you can to make grace happen. Yourself, right now, right down here on earth. Class of 2017, rise up. Yourself, right now, right down here on earth. Rise up and learn. Rise up and live. Rise up and love. Rise up now. Your future awaits.